Hello, and thank you for watching TV enthusiast coverage of Comic-Con. Today we're going to be talking about some of the news that's come out of Comic-Con the last couple of days. We're also going to be covering news that came out outside of Comic-Con within this week, because we are not doing the week's news, which is our regular news show, on Friday. I know Comic-Con is still ongoing. We are going to do a second video where we talk about the news that comes after the stuff that we're covering today. So it's going to be two separate parts. Then later on Monday, Will and I are going to record a podcast. We're going to talk about our impressions of Comic-Con and the things we liked and the things we didn't like and whatever, anything that comes up related to Comic-Con. But these first two videos are going to be focused on news coming out at and around Comic-Con. So let's get started. So first off, Redbox is getting involved with another streaming service. Now, you might remember that they initially had a service called Redbox Instant. They released that in 2013. It was a partnership with Verizon, but it ended up failing 18 months later. Well, this is a new streaming service. It's called Redbox Digital. People expect that this is going to be more along the lines of like iTunes or Google Play or Amazon, in that you purchase or rent videos through this service. So probably not original content. I just don't really see how this is going to be beneficial to them. Right now, Redbox's main selling point is just that is the low price that they have on their DVDs, but they're not going to be able to price it that way for rentals on digital content, because there's already established deals in place, and that would cause a lot of problems with Google and Apple and Amazon and other huge companies. So they're not going to have some huge advantage where like, oh yeah, well, you pay $3 from Google, but you only have to pay us $1.50. That's not going to happen. So I kind of wonder what this service is going to be. Now let's move on. American Gods. Now this is the show I'm most looking forward to of all the shows that are in development that aren't out yet. Comedian Dane Cook has been cast to portray the role of Robbie. Robbie is going to be the best friend of Shadow Moon, who's played by the 100's Ricky Whittle. And yeah, so Dane Cook in American Gods. Interesting casting choice. Dane Cook's kind of fallen out of favor with a lot of comedy fans due to some plagiarism accusations related to material done by Louis C.K. We just haven't heard much from Dane Cook in a while, so he has done a few acting jobs, so it'll be interesting to see if this is kind of a transition in his career towards more acting and less stand-up comedy. Game of Thrones news now. So before it was rumored that there was going to be shorter seasons for season 7 and 8, and also that they were going to be filming later to take more advantage of the winter season when they film. Well, now it's kind of been confirmed. Season 7 is going to be 7 episodes. It's going to premiere in summer 2017 instead of spring. This is due to them filming a little bit later. That's just holds up all of the production, and it means that they're not going to get started until much later. They also announced some shooting locations. They're going to be shooting season 7 in Northern Ireland, Spain, and Iceland. These are all countries they filmed in before, but these are kind of the key ones that are going to be used here. So they didn't mention Croatia, which is, I believe, where they film most of the King's Landing stuff. It's between Croatia and Spain usually for the King's Landing stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what that means. It could just be trying to take better advantage of snow. It just means winter is probably going to be coming to all of the territories in Game of Thrones rather than just in the north. Okay, Netflix has ordered more episodes of Making a Murder. This is the true crime series. It just became a huge phenomenon. Well, there's more episodes in the pipeline that's being developed. It's going to focus on the same person, Avery, who was convicted of a crime, and there's questions about the trial and the police procedures in that trial, and it's a big mess of a situation. Some people think he's innocent, some people don't. And it kicked off a lot of controversy when this came out. So now, Netflix has announced they have more episodes. It's going to follow on the same people. Voltron. Netflix had Voltron debuted earlier this year. It's done by the same people who make, Legend of Korra and The Last Airbender. Well, now a season 2 has been announced, and best yet, it is coming later this year. So less than a year's wait for Voltron to come back. So 2 seasons in 2016. It's kind of interesting. Daredevil has just announced that season 3 is coming. This was part of the Luke Cage panel where they showed the first full trailer for Luke Cage. They showed a first teaser for Iron Fist, and then they showed a very, very early teaser that's just pretty much artwork for the Defenders. But in all of that, they also announced that Daredevil is getting a 3rd season. It's going to go into development. We also know that Jessica Jones has a 2nd season in development, and The Punisher has a series in development. So this is 3 series in development that we haven't seen anything from. The Defenders, which I believe is in production right now. Luke Cage, which is coming out very soon. And Iron Fist, which should be coming out early next year and is in kind of the middle of production right now. For fans of Black Sails, they've announced that season 4 will be its last season. It'll be 10 episodes, and it'll be coming out in 2017. So fans of that series, look forward to your last episodes of the show. 4 seasons is pretty good for a TV run, so we'll just have to see how things wrap up. The whole series is a prequel to Treasure Island anyway, so they can't just take it indefinitely. It's going to limit them on which characters they can do things with. So, yeah, that'll be Black Sails Season 4, 2017, its final season. Teen Wolf is also coming into its final season. Season 6 of Teen Wolf is going to be its last. It's going to be 20 episodes. This is on MTV. They're going to probably split the season. That's what they normally do. So 10 episodes and 10 episodes. This is coming in November is when season 6 is debuting. Rectify. This is a favorite show of mine. It's just a very slow burn, good series about a man who's released from prison and the questions around that. Its final season begins in October. So it's good to know kind of a little bit more firm date about when that's coming. Divergent. Now this is a film series, part of the whole YA trend with Hunger Games and Twilight and all that. So Divergent it was initially a hit in the films, and then it kind of started falling off very quickly. Well, now the final part of the series, Ascendant, has been scrapped as a regular theatrical movie, and it is now going to be a TV movie, and there's going to be a TV spin-off to follow. They haven't made a deal yet with any TV partner for this project, but some of the actors are expected to opt out of their contracts for this movie now because it's taking on a whole different form. Star Trek. So Brian Fuller's Star Trek continues to get a lot of people excited. People want to see what's coming from this. Well, Netflix has just picked up the series in 188 countries. They're going to be airing it up to, I believe it's as soon as 24 hours after the episodes air on CBS All Access. Unfortunately, this bars the US and Canada. You have to have CBS All Access to watch Star Trek, if you live in the US or Canada. If you live anywhere else in the world, pretty much, you can watch it on Netflix 24 hours after the episode's debut. Also, every Star Trek episode, every Star Trek series is going to be on Netflix by the end of 2016. So the original series, Deep Space Nine, Next Generation, Voyager, Enterprise, they're all going to be on Netflix. Okay, so have any of you heard of a book series called Chronicles of Amber? Well, this is a series that is noted by George R. R. Martin, the author of Game of Thrones, as one of his favorite book series and an inspiration for Game of Thrones itself. Well, the series has been licensed by Robert Kirkman's Skybound Entertainment. He's teaming up with Vincent Newman Entertainment, and they're going to be making this for television. The fantasy series was first published in 1970, and author Roger Zelazny died in 1995 after the completion of the series. So we'll have to see what comes from that. Interworld. This is another Neil Gaiman book being adapted by Universal Cable for one of its networks. So it's Universal owns USA, NBC, Sci-Fi, Bravo, a bunch of other channels. They're developing Interworld. This is a Neil Gaiman book series or book. Neil Gaiman also has two other projects in development based on his works. There's American Gods from Brian Fuller and Neverwhere, which he is personally developing. He's I believe, going to be the showrunner for that series. H.P. Lovecraft, the creator of Cthulhu and all of that kind of mythos, they're going to be making a anthology series based on his work, and that includes Call of Cthulhu and most of the books related to that mythos. This is in development from Legendary TV. No network has been announced. No title for the series has been announced. This is just in development. Might not even come to fruition, but it's pretty exciting. Gotham, Fox's show that's like a prequel to Batman, has just cast Walking Dead actor Benedict Samuel to play the Mad Hatter. So Benedict Samuel is somebody that you might recognize as one of the wolves on The Walking Dead. He was the one that's kind of got the most screen time of all of the wolves. He was the one that was captured and held prisoner, and Carol tried to kill him, and there was a bunch of drama related around that. He eventually ended up dying on the show. Well, he's going to be now playing the Mad Hatter. He's going to be joining other Walking Dead alum, including the Penguin, who was on The Walking Dead as well. Supergirl has just cast Chris Wood, which makes it official that the CW is absolutely head over heels in love with Chris Wood, because he seems to be popping up in every show on their channel. This is his first Arrowverse show, so we'll have to see if he shows up more and in other things. No information on what his role is, except that it's going to be a surprise DC character. So I'm imagining this is a big comic book character and they're just not revealing it yet. We just don't know. We'll have to see what comes from that. Maybe at the official Comic-Con panel we'll learn some more. The Walking Dead is going to return on AMC on October 23rd, 2016. It's going to pick up immediately where the last season ended. Of course, last season ended on a huge cliffhanger with Negan picking somebody to kill from Rick's group and then beating him to death in a way in which the audience have no idea who it was that died. So we're going to find that out on October 23rd, 2016. We're going to find out who Negan killed. They released a new trailer for The Walking Dead as well, where they avoided any of the potential characters who had died are not seen in the trailer at all, so you don't know what it means. You get a lot more with Negan, Dwight, other characters like that. You see some more with Carol and the Kingdom. You get to see Ezekiel for the first time and his pet tiger, which looks awesome. And you get to see Jesus a little bit in it as well. So, The Walking Dead returns October 23rd. Now, Fear the Walking Dead just cast Danae Garcia from Prison Break, and it's coming up very soon, the second half of season 2. It's still set in Mexico. It's still dealing with this weird kind of spiritual journey that Nick's on, in which he is unsure if being a zombie is such a bad thing, and then this huge divide between him and his family and the group that he was with, and he's completely on his own now. He's going to encounter another group that seems to be somewhat similar to Cecilia's group in that they also seem to venerate zombies. I've mentioned throughout the course of this video that some shows have some new trailers. So here are the trailers that you might want to check out that have come out. Luke Cage had a new trailer. Iron Fist had its first teaser. Defenders had a very early artwork-based teaser. The Man in the High Castle had a trailer for season 2. The Walking Dead had a trailer for its upcoming season. Fear the Walking Dead had a trailer for the second half of its second season. Teen Wolf had a trailer for its final season. Rectify had a new trailer. I think it just didn't even show any new footage in that trailer, if I remember correctly, for its final season. Halt and Catch Fire had a new trailer. Kind of a shitty trailer, actually. Not that the show's bad, I actually quite enjoy the show, it's kind of a very, network-focused trailer, so, might not be worth the watch. Narcos had a pretty amazing trailer, looks really good, looks really exciting, set to a great old song to get you hyped for the end of the chase for Pablo Escobar. And Ash vs. Evil Dead released a trailer right before Comic-Con. Amazing. You can see Ted Raimi is in the trailer. He's got bleached hair, and Lee Majors as Bruce Campbell's dad, as Ash's dad, appears. Perfect casting. Again, I've mentioned this before, but so exciting to see him involved in this. It's just the perfect person to play Ash's dad. So you can check out that trailer as well. Thank you everybody for watching. We're going to have another video coming up soon after Comic-Con ends, where we're going to talk about everything else that happened between the time in which I record this video and the end of Comic-Con. And then again, on Monday night, Will and I are going to record a podcast where we talk about that. That should be up very early on Tuesday, at midnight or 1 or something like that. So it'll be up very early. So look for that. It'll be in the regular podcast stream with the weekly set episodes. And then we're going to do another weekly set this Thursday, and that's just going to be our regular show. We'll be through the Comic-Con stuff at that point. So thank you everybody for watching, and enjoy Comic-Con. Bye.